Ladies and gentlemen, the Third World War will not be presented tonight as scheduled so that we may bring you the following live presentation. The Third World War will be rescheduled for a later date. But now, here's... This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation. Hey everybody, happy Friday once again. Welcome to the Model Train Outsider Insider, our 110th official live stream, although there have been many others unannounced and so forth. Glad that many of you have decided once again to waste your Friday evenings hanging out with me and eventually Joyce when she shows up. So let's see, who do we have here? I've moved my list over, so... we have Andrew, nice to have you, Andrew, and Chris and Colin, nice to have you guys. We have Tim JD, great to see you. Lee and his new catchphrase is here. Jean Ricard, Simon, nice to have you here. And yes, Tim, that is a line from I Am the Walrus. And let's see, who else do we have? Mark from Hemmeldown, nice to have you here. Great. And Joseph. And yes, a welcome to all the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Hope you guys are hanging in today. And we'll try to keep an eye on this and see who's coming in and when. Because, well, it's Friday and people mosey in as things go on, because as we always talk about, this is one of the most disoptional times, because it's too early in the evening and afternoon for most Americans. It's late in the evening for those in the UK, and it's bedtime for many overseas in mainland Europe. Hey, Carl's here. Hi there, Carl. Hope you guys are here. Got a couple of things to talk about, and then I'll get the trains running. I've had quite a scare. I came down yesterday. I had a big meeting yesterday after work, and I didn't spend as much time setting stuff up down here as I normally do. And in fact, I wound up changing plans of what I wanted to do today. But a couple of my trains really started acting up. Their decoders went bonkers. In fact, 2 of my trains changed decoder addresses. Like this one was address 15 and this one was address 13. And all of a sudden I was getting Fritz. And all of a sudden this one is 13 and this one's 15. It was really weird. I really don't know how the heck that happened. I'm still trying to sort it out. But I spent a lot more time last night trying to chase down what was causing issues. But definitely, it was a weird one. The meeting was with a financial advisor about my retirement, so that was kind of nice. I was very uptight about a couple of things, and this financial advisor came in and sat down with me and Joyce. Joyce came to the meeting because she's the banker in the family, and yeah, it really kind of gave me a view of what to do with some of this retirement bonus money I'm getting. So it was a really nice meeting. It was very nice overall. So I was quite happy with that. Anyhow, the big chat to start with is bedtime for you. Anyhow, yeah, Chris. The big news is last week at this time I said I was going to have a big special this week highlighting my ICE4 because its new cars had come in. I had ordered them and they'd been shipped. And there was a small chance they would have showed up for last week's feed on Friday, but I didn't think so because it was coming FedEx. Well, they're still not here because it's coming FedEx. They've been in Belgium for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. What they're doing in Belgium, well, besides sitting in a warehouse waiting to be stuck on a plane and put over here, I don't know. Because normally from where they are in Germany, they go to Cologne International. And then from Cologne, they're shipped to a place in Tennessee and then sent up the road to my place. And when things are working right, from the time they're actually shipped, it takes about 3 days to get that. 3 days to get them. And so, like, I could pay for something on Monday. They ship it out Tuesday, and it's on my doorstep Thursday or Friday at the latest when my model train shop used Lipa. My model train shop, Lipa, used DHL or UPS. But they switched to FedEx about a month before Christmas, and it has been a disaster. I've had 5 orders from them, and all 5 have been delayed or gotten lost. And that's just my stuff from Europe. The stuff from the United States, delayed and get lost. I have yet to have a smooth, successful operation with FedEx. I will never use them myself. And they're awful. I mean, worldwide, they're awful. They treat their workers like crap, and the workers act like crap. I mean, you can go on YouTube and see 10 million videos of FedEx workers just throwing your packages from 10 feet away up on the doorstep. UPS doesn't do that. The United States Post Office doesn't usually do that, although you'll find one disgruntled guy anywhere in any company. And yeah, it just, I called their customer service again and said, where is this? Because online's not telling me anything. They said, well, it's in Belgium, sir. I said, that's all it has said for a week and a half. Well, we're having operational delays, sir. I said, you've had operational delays with everything. I even wrote my shop and said, is there any way you can change companies? Because since you guys switched to FedEx, all my packages are getting lost in the mail. It's insane. Hey, Stefan, how are you? I'm doing fairly well. It wasn't a bad week this week. We had standardized testing all week, so I only taught half days. So I didn't work as hard as I would normally work. Hello, Ifo. How are you? And so it's just, I'm just livid with FedExpress. I'm just absolutely livid with them because whether here in the United States or something from overseas, anything I get shipped by FedExpress just does not show up even remotely close to the expected date. You know, I wasn't even expecting the 3-4 day shipping I used to have all the time with Lipa because it's FedEx, but this 2 weeks crap where it just sits at one of their airports forever. Operational delay, operational delay. Never had that with DHL, never had that with UPS. Have it every single time with FedEx. They are a horrible organization. Their ownership on down, and thus their workers don't take care of their jobs. And you know their excuse is, hey, we're having trouble hiring people. We can't get workers. We're understaffed. COVID, blah blah blah. Oops, I said the C word, which means this will be held for a bit.
I'm not worried about, though. It gets passed in the long run. But DHL, at the height of the pandemic, DHL was 3 days here, 3 days here, 3 days here. And so it's just nuts. Hey, Kiwi Dave, greetings to New Zealand from here, Toledo, Ohio, USA, the Glass City, the home of the Mud Hens, which means absolutely nothing to the vast majority of you. So it's just very frustrating because I really been looking forward to those cars. They got delayed. They were supposed to be out at Christmas. They got delayed. The same reason the train got delayed. And so it's just really annoying. And there's other things I do want to order, and I don't know what to do because, I told them I'll pay an extra $10 if you'll ship it UPS or DHL instead. Hey, Ray, how are you? Good to see you. Another bowling night, unless you guys are on a break. So anyhow, that was that big. That's the big issue I had this week, is just fighting with FedEx. Got on the phone and really yelled because this is the third time I've had to call, and I get the same runaround. And I talked to some guy from somewhere in the subcontinent of Asia, which, yeah. Anyhow, so let's get some trains running today, and I don't think it'll take you guys too long to guess today's theme. I'm just hoping the trains do run well. I finally got things glitch-free last night, my 10-minute test run today. I hope you enjoyed the Matt Clark episode if you watched it. I really tried to create a new catchphrase. My phrase, "you don't know the girls of the itchy crotch," was very funny because if you missed it, I hate to do spoiler, but I'm going to do a spoiler. The fire at the itchy crotch was put out because some of the girls got water and the rest just blew. And Sheriff Dannon's like, "I've never seen like it. They actually blew the fire out. You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch. It's unbelievable. They blew the fire out. You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch." And then a little bit later, the Reverend's talking to Smokey. "Did it burn down? It didn't. How'd they stop the fire? You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch, do you, Reverend?" And then Matt Clark is talking to the sheriff. The sheriff's like, "There was a fire, but the girls blew it out. I can't believe it. They blew it out. You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch." So I love the title, "My Itchy Crotch is on Fire." And I just love that line. And I hope you guys enjoyed my take on Better Homes and Gardens magazine, Better Hose and Garters. I did post that picture up, so I didn't want to do it as a spoiler per se, but I just wanted to share some of the humor and let you guys know that some of the bad puns are back, that some people have been missing. Now that I'm getting to it. Hey, Ollie's here. How are you, Ollie? Nice to see you. So anyhow, let's get the trains going. And I'll let you guys try to guess the theme here, and then I'll introduce an actual topic, a consistent topic. Oh, good, Lee. I was worried you might forget to tell people about your live stream on Sunday. But Lee has a live stream 5 p.m. UK time, if you haven't had it advertised. You guys, many of you saw I posted my second, back before I had a YouTube channel. This is how I built it, little retrospective of the bus station. I'll actually do a Fowler car one in the next week or so. Just explain some of the fun and hell I had with the Fowler car system. Well, don't worry about it. We don't grade spelling here. I'm off the clock. The only thing I'm going to give Lee a little grief for right now is, Lee, I need to teach you something. When a video goes up, it's nice that you watch and leave a comment to help everybody out. But don't leave a comment on a 25-minute video a minute after it went up saying, "Great video." There's no way you saw to see whether it was great or horrible. 25-minute video, 1 minute. Lee, don't do that. And if you're only watching for 1 minute, people will say, "Hey, you're hurting algorithms of watch time and all that, but just say, hi Anthony, you know, or watch the video and then type nice video or sucky video, you know. Just don't do that. It just went up, nice video. I watch everybody's video that if I comment on it, I watched it, and even if I don't comment on it, I watch it. For example, Simon, sometimes I miss some of your videos, but I go back and catch them. But, you know, if it's those 30-second quickies, I'll try to just comment on a couple of them real quick because I'm trying to catch up on 10 hours worth of videos, and I've got 5 hours. That's why I often have Joyce teased in her one video. I've got 5 videos going at once because I'm trying to watch them all so I can catch up with everybody. Now, I'm saying this all in love and humor, so please, don't anybody get offended. I am just being funny, silly. All right, I got a text here. Simon, if you're listening. All right, I'm going to just say this real quick because he just texted me, and maybe he doesn't want me sharing this. But anybody who knows, he was Simon Carter. He's SJ Railfan on your channels now. He's in the hospital right now. He just texted me and said he is. He probably didn't want me giving out his personal, but everybody here knows this guy. He's one of the nicest guys on YouTube. Please keep him in your thoughts. Simon, I'll type back to you in a little bit. But Joyce and I know I can speak for Joyce. Our best wishes for you. Obviously, reading your text, I don't know how, if it's minor or big, but I know in your situation it can be big. So I just, so that's Simon Carter, also known as SJ Railfan. I love this guy. There was a time where Chris and I would talk on Discord, and back when we used to go to Christopher from Sakura Densha and his various British channels and military channels. Those are some of the best times I've had on YouTube, is when we would just all get together and talk and talk and talk. So, my problem is I immediately want to share and say things, and sometimes maybe these people didn't want their news out there, but he was SJ Carter, SJ Railfan. You guys should know him. He doesn't necessarily comment a lot nowadays, but he had a cool N scale layout at his house for a while. I mean, I think it's still up. He just, like a lot of us, had a lot more time during the shutdowns, and now that life's back, you don't have the time. He says he's listening, but yeah, Ray, I saw you've got one. I'll catch it up. Ray, yours are never boring, so don't go there. But yeah, so anyhow, just before I got that text, which is much more important than anything I want to talk about, SJ, Simon, you're one of the my favorites of all on YouTube. I know we don't talk nearly as much as we used to, but get well, man. Hang in there. And if it's everybody here in the chat, if you can't tell, they're all wishing you well. Because, again, he's just one of the great guys out there, and we need more of them and fewer of the idiots. So anyhow, I actually wanted to at least bring up a topic temporarily. Oh, by the way, has anybody looked at the trains to figure out my theme for today? I did not see if anybody caught it. That's probably him saying. Okay. Okay, I had a hunch that it was, well, not specifically what you said, but okay. We are rooting for you. You take care of yourself. Yes, there you go, Colin. Congratulations if you were the first. I don't know if you were the first. There was no real prize to give, although I suppose the winner could get a HO00 scale figure of James Bond going to work. Whoops, sorry about that. Here, you got James Bond on his way to work. All right, Moneypenny. Bond, James Bond. You expect me to talk, Goldfinger? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Anyhow. But yes, I am running as many double-deckers as I can run. I've got 4 full double-deckers and then a 5th train that has a double-decker car on it because they actually do that. The Alex train does have double-decker where they'll mix single and doubles on them. They're all going the wrong way. All right, Jean-Card, could we just, Jean-Ricard, could you just like immediately type that at, don't even say hello when you come into the chat. Just say, your trains are run the wrong way, get it out of your system, and then we'll go on with the rest of the show, okay? Just type it as soon as you get in. From now on, I expect to see that as the first thing you type. Don't say, hello, Anthony. Say, your trains are running backwards again. Hey, Nancy. Hi. Thank you. And you're deleting your channel. Oh, don't do that, Nancy. Don't do that. Just ride the tidal wave and hang in there. Well, I was trying to do a Sean Connery. To do any accent, I actually have to sit down and focus and get to it. Because one idea of my Matt Clark, actually the first idea I had of Matt Clark Series 2 was Matt Clark goes to Europe. And that he was going to ride European trains. That was the original idea. And then I thought, if anything, that would be better for a Series 3. And Matt Clark and Troop go to Europe. But I just decided there was too many characters. I couldn't explain why they were all in Europe. And it wouldn't fit in with my plot for Series 3 now. They're upside down. Oh, where'd Joyce go with it? But anyhow, a theme, a question I wanted you guys to discuss amongst yourselves while I sit here and ignore the chat is something I did not put in my video regarding the building of the Delmenhorst train station. Now, as you know, I popped up the just a quick run through. You got to check something with your settings. Now, again, it depends on who's flagging them. Because YouTube, unless you are saying something, somebody's flagging them. So it's more somebody's giving you a hard time than YouTube. But, you know, again, just sometimes just... I can't look at how your YouTube's set. Hey, Leslie, nice to see you too. So anyhow, I'm trying to, I want to pull up a, I'm trying to decide what camera to go to while I babble here. Let's go to, let's go to the long view. You guys can look at least you'll see most of the trains running here. And although, now that I thought of it, I'm going to take one of my unpainted figures, and I'm going to make it you, Jean Ricard. I'm going to make it you. And then I'm going to have an episode where I run my train, Steuerwagen first, and it runs over you. I'm just going to stick that little HO figure of you right on the track and let it hit you at 140 kilometers an hour. So anyhow, so obviously EFO does not feel you get enough Merklin here, or he's going to advertise somebody else's channel here. All right, but no, that's all good. It's all good. So anyhow, let's go to, let's go to long view so I can pull up a picture here. So I can set up my theme. Oh, wait, before I do it, I gotta do this. Whoops. I can't do that yet, I gotta do this. Hey kids, don't watch that, watch this. All right, where are we at? Okay, station build stations, no, train stuff, train table picks, right there. And here we go. Where is it? Da 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 da. It's not there because you just went all the way back that way. Okay, so they must be up here. Except they're not there either. Where are they? Dudes, where are they? They're not in here? They're not on this folder? Alright, let's go with station build. Alright, let's go with station build. The slight delay is brought to you by the International Moment of Silence Society. Yeah, okay, they're on this one. Here we go. All right, good. Here we got it. All right, now I think I can do this. So bear with me. I apologize for the length of this, but... Okay, it's opening that one, but... That's what I want to get to, but for some reason it's not letting me open the one I want. And now you guys all have insanity in front of you. Sorry about that, kids. Let me see if it's on this one. Okay, it'll work on this one. So anyhow, my topic for the day, now that I can finally get to it, is joke scenes. Joke scenes. How do you feel about joke scenes? That's my question of the day. This has been a topic I have seen discussed by many pros over time. Is for example, Miniature Wonderland, the famous train station world, Miniature Wonderland. Let's go back to, there we go. Let's go. Miniature Wonderland has thousands of joke scenes, from X-rated to just silly, space aliens landing, penguins on vacation all around the world, just running jokes they have. But there are some people, including friends of mine, like the gentleman that made the lights for, or the signs for my bus station that many of you liked. Dale Schultz, he had very strong opinions about you don't put joke scenes on your layout. Let's see, did I miss a couple of people coming in? Hey, XMG is here. So how do you feel about joke scenes? And I will go through and show you mine, which involved Santa Claus and his posse. Actually, Jean Ricard, it's funny you mentioned that, because I've been talking to Mike McCarville about this, and I want to buy a bunch of those buildings he has, because he has a lot of those older, you know, turn of the 19th to 20th century buildings he does. And I'd like to build maybe an N scale or an HO scale shelf display of the key buildings of Big Gulch, and have the Ishikrosh, the Filthy Glass Saloon, the jail, and just see if I could build some of those models and have Big Gulch as a little diorama. I would love that. I would love to do that, have a little Big Gulch diorama. Actually, I have an Ishikrosh right now, but it's better now. Okay, so so how do you feel about joke scenes? Some people do them and like them, but like I said, there are some pros that I watch, and they don't like it. They say it ruins your layout if you put a joke scene on. And I know we have rule 1: it's your layout, do what you want. But how do you feel about it? Do you like it when they're there? And I will try to show with you. I will go back to this, and I will, yeah, this one. Okay, let's raise the picture here. There it is. Okay. And I will go through, because I actually did go back and change this, but I'll show you some of mine. Yes, this was the original version. It gets done up crazier. This was the original. This was like a proof of concept. Just Santa Claus being talked to with his reindeer there, German police and Bahnhof security there. This was the original proof of concept. So here is where, if I go back to the previous picture, here you can see there's nothing special. I had a few reindeer and the cops, and it was just, I did this and took a couple of pictures and showed it to the family and said, what did you think? And they thought it was cute. So that's when I then took it back and really did it up. So as you can see, all the reindeer are wearing punk haircuts, and they've got bandanas on. They've got different color hair. One dude is wearing a Werder Bremen blanket, the soccer team that most Dumb and Horse people support. One of the reindeer here is puking, and this reindeer has got a bottle of booze, of whiskey in his mouth. And Santa Claus is holding a can of something, and he's got shades on. But we've got one of the reindeer here. He's got his cases of beer, and he's pushing the cops away. He's like, "Get away from my beer, man!" Some of them got their suitcases and their 12 packs and 24 packs of beer. Hey, Roy Eltham, how are you? You've been blown away by the girls of the Itchy Crotch. That's good. The girls of the Itchy Crotch will blow you away. And they don't charge too much to do it either. Hey, Alan, how are you? So I took a prizer. I took a prizer Santa Claus and I gave him sunglasses and a beer. And one of the reindeer back here puked. And the police dog is just staring at him like, gross. And so they just got, I gave them punk rock haircuts and they're wearing all kinds of bandanas and some of them have jewelry and chains on. So they're just, they got kicked off a train. This guy is smoking. I tried to make a little herbal jazz cigarette, let's call it. So he's got his beer here, and he's like, "God, my beer, man!" And they're just all painted. They've been partying. They've been having a good time. They just got back from a Bundesliga game or whatever, and, well, had a little too much time. Hey, Peter Shaw, nice of you to stop by. Thank you for coming in. And the two at the back are just bringing the bags. And I gradually did update it more. But you can see some of them got bottles of booze either in their mouth or on their antlers or on their hooves. One of the cops is radioing for backup. You're going to need more men here. And so here I came back. I added a couple of cops, including one who's drawn his pistol. And like these two reindeer are bringing everybody's luggage because they got kicked off the train. And this one's Rudolph. You can see he's got a red nose. And he's got the little pimp chains hanging down here. But I painted his nose red. So here's Rudolph. He's got his case of, I think I made this Beck's beer. I think I tried to make it look like Beck's beer, a big green case. But he's got the gold necklaces and everything, so he's all pimped up. One of them's got like a six-pack or half of a six-pack hanging down from his antlers. And by the way, since that was my show, there you can see the train station, which was episode 3 of series 2. And then here's the bus station. That was the one I just dropped the other Wednesday. So that is my thing, is how do you feel about joke scenes? I'm not asking you to judge. If you like what I did, great. If you didn't, that's fine. But how do you feel about joke scenes and would you put them in? Now, Alan here I know is totally opposed to any kind of joke scenes. He wants absolutely no nudity, no misbehavior or inappropriate stuff hinted at on his pristine layout. But I have friends in the model train community, at least I'll call them friends, even if they don't know me, I'll call them friends, that have been very explicit. You don't put joke scenes on your layout. And then there are many of you, and of course we all know rule 1. I said that already. We all know rule 1. It's your layout, do what you want. But how do you feel? Do you like it when you find one? Or do you just kind of go, meh? Yeah, that's exactly what it was meant to be. When Santa and the elves, it's summertime, they're on holidays, They get it. They came down to the World Cup or the Euro Cup or whatever was going on in Germany at the time, and they got lit. So it was fun to do, and I'll probably have a few more joke scenes when I get there. Monty Python would be great. You could have the Knights of the Round Table. But again, when you guys watch my layout, you never see it. Even when, I will occasionally point it out when I do the GoPro around the layout. And I'll say, okay, you're passing the joke scene. But, so it is there. But it's not like you immediately distracts you away from everything else. It's just at the back end of platform 2 and 3. Yeah, because Miniature Wonderland has a ton of very pornographic, blatantly pornographic, from, like one of my favorites is in the Knuffingen section, where there's a park and there's a monk, an abbot, and a couple of his fellow brothers are walking along this pathway in the park, and they're coming to where the path bends around in the woods of this park, and on the other side of the bend, they're filming a porno movie. Oh, and absolutely true, Nancy. Absolutely true. Yeah, Ray, but your layout, and I'm sure when you feel you've reached a point where you can start adding people, you hit me as somebody who might throw just a little something in, even if it's a subtle one. There's a guy who doesn't come on YouTube the way he used to, Highball and Hogger, Dale, and he used to do Sunday breakfast layout. But he had some of the people he liked best. He had little figures representing them. And he's like, hey, here's Jerry. Many of you know Boxcar Jerry. Here's Jerry here, and here's Christopher here, and they're up there, and they're doing this. And he had a little story that involved all the characters. But, and that's what I said. My thing is, like, Miniature Wonderland, they're just all over the place. From the very sublime and cute to, couples having sex everywhere. There's not a part of Miniature Wonderland where you will not find people having sex. Whether with somebody else or by themselves. Good morning, Artie. Good morning, Australia! Noach and Bush sell all kinds of adult XXX rated scenics for your layout, including vibrating beds with a couple on top, vans with a couple in the van banging away on each other. And again, at Miniature Wonderland, these things are visible to the little kids because the Germans don't care. Mommy, what are they doing? They're having sex, child. Now move on, All right, everybody, Artie's here. Let's go back to being the usual boring selves. So again, I just, it was a thought and a topic. I wonder how some of you, and those of you that have your own live stream, Sidetrack Sunday and all that, maybe see how other people feel about it. For example, Jason the Train Freak. I'm sure he's going to have joke scenes, but he has joke names of places. The Shack of Sit business. You'd be very proud to be the first one run over. It's just, it was something I edited off because that video was already 40 minutes long, the one I did 2 weeks ago, the video about how I built the Dumb and Horse station, and I love the feedback I got from it. And because I did it before I was really doing YouTube. And I don't film me building. And that was the worst thing about the bus station build, which I put the video up the other day, Wednesday, is I didn't even film and take stage pictures, because literally I didn't take any pictures of me measuring and laying out, but once I cut out the wooden board, that would be the platform area, once I cut that area out, I just went to, I went on a 3-day binge of building where I probably spent 8 to 10 hours, 3 days in a row, just glue, 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 glue. I figured out how I wanted to do it, put the roofing together, put the struts in to hold up the roof, and I built the seats, and while one thing was drying, I was building everything else, and then while that was drying, I worked more on the roof and wiring the lights in, and then while that glue was setting and everything was setting that way, I went back and put all the signs on the seating area, and I built that over a 3-day period. Now, with the bus station, again, I got a lot of great feedback, and the thing is, I love that positive feedback. Yes, I love that positive feedback, but a lot of people are like, nice job on those signs, Anthony. I really love those signs, Anthony. Nice job on those. That wasn't my nice job. That was Dwight Schultz. Dale Schultz, not Dwight. Dwight Schultz was a football player. Dale Schultz. That was him. He set them up for me, explained how to program them off my computer and how to link it to my computer. But that was all his design, his work, his system, his codecs. I just stuck them on and wired them. But I had nothing to do with the creative element of that other than talking to him about, hey, is there a way we could get something like that on my bus station? Because I literally was just going to cut those pictures out and put it on. Oh, good. Well, hi, Lindy. Hey, Kyan! Opa loves you, Kyan! Hey, Kyan! Woohoo, Kyan! Was in a bit of a mood, was he? Oh, I knew Alan. I knew Alan. I was fully aware. That's why I specifically called you out. Because we know what a prude you are. We know how puritanical you are. I would not even know about view retention. I know there are all kinds of algorithms there to explain it, but you know what? I'm not into it. In the end, the only thing I care about in my YouTube videos are how many people watched it and how many people liked it. You're going to make a sidetrack with an old Dodge on it. My German layout will have Dodges on it. Where's the one? Come here, where are you? Excuse me, chest time. Yeah, I've got an HO scale Dodge Charger, a 68 Dodge Charger here. And this will be on my layout once I get the roads in. But yeah, that 68 Dodge will be on the layout. I had a Halo, but I got desperate in a game of ring toss, and I haven't seen it since. I just, and even then, I don't want to look at views. I don't want to look at how many people watch my video, but I do. Because I'll immediately go back to all my American Outsider videos that got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. I've got a whole slew of about 20 videos that all got 1,500 or more views, including I've got one that's like 8,000 or 9,000 views, which, that's my big, yay, I had one video go viral, if you can call it 8,000 viral. But, yeah, I was very, that's cool, that's great. But I still want to stick to the clearly breaking 1,000 and having monetized my channel. And I monetized it to get the perks. You'll notice I've never asked anybody for a dime. I don't ask for a dime. I don't want people to give me a dime, even though they put the money thing over there at the bottom of the chat. Because I make enough money. I don't need money from other people. I give money. Hey, speaking of Christopher, there he is. Actually, it would make perfect sense to my Frisbeetarian god, Jean. Playing with it like a Frisbee would totally make sense. Oh, that's cool, Alan. I keep hoping someday I'll do something. My need for attention and affirmation would love. My thing would, of anything I've done, I would love my Matt Clark stuff to go viral. I would love my Matt Clark stuff to get into a big audience and have thousands of people say that was funny. The failed stand-up comedian in me, that's the one thing I would want. That the part of me that people would look at that, watch the Matt Clark and go, even if they just found a few jokes funny, that is the pipe dream I have, is that the Matt Clark stuff would catch on and go viral. I really had always hoped that. Yeah, my most viewed was 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago, and it has 9,000 views, and yeah, it still goes up. And I have small bursts where obviously my video went. Some of the songs Joyce did, like Everard Junction, the parody of Paperback Writer. That is my most watched parody song that has almost 900 views. I would love that to break 1,000, but that meant that 1,000 people hurt their ears to hear it. But I do think it's very funny. But Joyce is stuck at Joyce's Digital Killed the Analog guy. Joyce singing it. I write them all and produce them all. Joyce just sings. But Joyce just sings. That's all. But I would love that. There was some sort of a meeting with the NMRA or something like that. They were having some sort of online meeting, and a couple of guys, Andy Ambrose and the other people, said, could they use a couple of my songs for the heck of it during one of their Google meetings, their Google Meets or whatever. And they showed it, and it doubled its views in a couple of days. It went from like 250 views to 500 views. So it had a huge spurt, but obviously it didn't catch on. That you're looking for that domino where this guy loves it and shares it, this woman loves it, shares it, and then boom, 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 and all of a sudden it's gone viral. View rates are all over the place. And so my watch time hours are fairly consistent with how much I put up. The ratio is about the same. But in the end, again, I just look at views and likes, and comments, to be honest. I like it when a video gets lots of comments because I can respond to the comments, and then you're actually interacting with the people. In fact, I don't know, do I prefer comments over likes? I would hope that the people who like it also leave comments. We were just talking about back when, Christopher, we were talking about when you, me, Simon would talk on Discord. And Simon texted me, and I'm sure he contacted you, that he's in the hospital right now. He had an infection, and he says he's in good spirits, so that's what's most important. Ray, I think we all get something out of your videos. Number one, it's you obviously enjoy what you're doing, and that's the most important thing. You enjoy what you are doing. But when you're running operations, I learn a little bit. You and Jason, you do a lot of operations. I learn a little bit. Do I remember it very long? I don't know. I'd have to sit down and watch again. Because, I mean, I understand the concept and what you're doing in operations. And, you know, Ray, you got a great personality. You come across as a guy that you can sit down, have a beer with or whatever, and have a laugh. And that's worth everything in the world. But there are times you're doing cleaning and repairing. That's interesting and informative. There are times where you're showing what you're building on your layout and the problems you have and what you went through to go it. That's interesting. Some people want to see trains running. Some people want to do this. You know, again, my channel had its biggest growth. It went from 200 to 700. 200 to about 650 when I started doing all the Miraklin stuff, and I had Miraklin in my taglines. So all the guys in Europe or in America that were into Miraklin, they came to my channel, and I had a huge growth. And all my Miraklin videos, it's clear what would get me lots of viewers. If I cared about how many viewers I have, I would do Miraklin stuff. I'd be learning more about the Central Station 3 and posting videos of me fixing Miraklin and programming Miraklin and doing Miraklin stuff, because that would get me huge numbers, especially doing it in English, because 90% of the Miraklin related channels are in German. And so I know that's where my number of my audience is, but it's not what I'm comfortable doing. It's and I hope nobody takes this the wrong way. Somebody probably will. But I would just feel like my channel was just another channel. And even though I'd have 2,000, 3,000 subscribers potentially, I would just be, there's 20 other channels that already do it. And if nothing else, I have to be different. For good or for bad, I got to be different. I don't want to be like the crowd. That's why I'm an outsider. I've always been outside the crowd. I mean, who else has a layout that has nothing on it but has 10 cameras on it? Who else has a model train layout that half his videos are songs that he can't sing and a bad comic strip cartoon? And I say bad in a loving way. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Yeah, the next, even though it doesn't feel it, the climax has come. All the plots are revealed. Today's episode was a lot of fun to write and read to Joyce. We had a lot of laughs with it. It was a lot of fun to produce. Next week's episode, I think today's was more hysterically funny, but next week's episode is where you all know the plot. No spoiler alerts. There's no spoilers. Okay? You all know the plot. The Kahat Stevens is trying to create a war against this Indian tribe because his benefactor wants the Indians chased off. That's already been revealed if you haven't been following the plot. Kahat wants to spread his opium empire, but to spread his opium empire, he needs help. He needs American connections. So he found a connection that's willing to help him as long as the Kahat does him a favor. So the favor is Kahat has to start a war against the Indians. Okay, that's already been revealed. He has to start a war against the Indians. And so next week it starts to explode. You know, the last couple of scenes with the Kahat, he's talked about, are we ready? Are we ready to go? Well, next week he launches it. Next week he initiates the war. And but I enjoyed writing today's episode that you guys saw because it was right after I was dealing with the writer's block and a little down about a couple of things. And it just, I came up with the title because I knew all along that there was going to be a fire at the Itchy Crotch. And originally, I was going to have the Itchy Crotch burned down. The original idea was, as serious as this series has been at parts, the Itchy Crotch was going to be burned down. And then I decided no. And I came up with the joke. You don't know the girls of the Itchy Crotch. Which is it's my favorite tagline of this series. There haven't been many, but that's going to be the first tagline because, you know, if there's one thing Series 2 is missing, it's missing all the taglines. Series 1 had so many. Aw, shucks! It's all a bunch of horse poop. Done a lot. You look like you have. I'm just done a lot. You look like you have. You know, there were a lot of running jokes, running gags. Now, this series has a couple of running jokes. For example, every time one of the priests, the ministers, the pastors runs into Daisy, they keep pointing out it must be cold. And then they suggest she put something on. It must be cold. You know, and then I can add a joke to it where it's nipply. I mean, it's nippy out there. We make sweaters of the fine. We make the best sweaters out there. Every time one of these characters meets Daisy Cockett, they mention it must be cold. And I don't know if that's just getting overwhelmed by the plot, but that's been a running joke through all this. Along with the interplay between the mayor and Daisy, where she is just overtly trying to get him back into bed, and he's resisting. Now, Miss Cockett, that's enough. You know, I really should have had Daisy going, aw, shucks, this year. But her attitude is always, Joyce does the fine. That's Joyce. That's the part of Daisy that comes from Joyce, where Daisy's always going, fine, because that is Joyce. You know, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of me in every character. There's some aspect of my personality in every single one of these characters. Yes, the worst thing you could say is that my channel is ordinary, Jean Ricard. I don't care if you call me ordinary. But the only way I could get myself to do this channel was to do something different that I had not seen. You know, I'm not the only one who live streams. I'm not the only one that has multiple camera. In fact, I stole this from, I think Barnabas Junction was the first one where I saw 3 cameras going, and I said, I want to do that. And Joyce looked at me and said, you're nuts. But now it's my trademark. And again, I don't know why I had 100 subscribers. I don't know why I had 200, 300. I don't know why I like I said, I know why I went from 250 to 700. That big boost. And then the live feeds helped out. And of course, I hit 950 and stayed there for a while until Alan gave me the Christmas present and talked to a bunch of his subscribers to come in and subscribe. And I fully expected that bottom to fall out. I fully expected those people to say, okay, Alan, thanks, we'll watch for a bit. Okay, it's not what we're into, and leave. But it stayed there. I never had the big drop. I've had a couple of 5 or 8 drops, but then it goes right back up over the next 2 days. I don't grow fast. I mean, Simon here, he flew past me. When I started watching Simon the Railway Fans channel, he had like 790 subs, and I had broken 1,000, and now he's at 1,200. There was a time I was within 20 or 30 of Donegal Dad. Now he's at 1,600, and I'm at 1,100. Why? Because he offers better things that more people want to see. I'm eclectic. What you come to see here is going to be me babble and my stupid stuff. And then, yes, hopefully you admire my cool looking trains that I run locomotive first. Look, locomotive first, Jean Ricard. Look, another locomotive first, Jean Ricard. And another locomotive first back there. And another locomotive first, Jean Ricard. My goodness, it must drive you insane. Artie, I'm being mean. Even when I'm being somebody else, I'm being mean. Multiple personality. My problem is, yes, even when I go on your live stream, I do me, which means I can get into trouble. You know, I start bringing out the kangaroo and start doing stuff. Put another shrimp on the bobby. You know, I start doing that crap, and if it comes to me, I think about it. Do I think it's funny? Yes. Then out it comes. Well, if you watch channels, it's clear in the model train world, it's clear what people want to see. When you look at who's got the biggest subscriber counts, it's clear what people want to see. Even if they look like they're totally different channels, there's certain things they have in common. And some channels that are small aren't going to be small for long. And again, I always think I know when somebody's channel is going to be. When Ali started his channel, I was one of the first 70 subscribers on Ali Wardle Rhodes' channel. But I told him before he had 100 subscribers, I said, you're going to be big. And he's got almost 7,000 subscribers. I was one of the first 25 subscribers to Tris at Double O'Neill. But I told him after his first 2 videos, I said, your channel's going to be big. And now he's at 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers, whatever he's got. Because they're handsome young guys with very nice ways of presenting themselves. And they were doing a lot of great stuff, running trains, how-tos, fixing repairs, a mix of everything people want to see. Now, why does somebody else only have 400, 500? I don't know. I mean, because most of these guys are UK. The American channels are a little harder to figure out. And to be honest, I don't watch the big American channels. All the Americans that are 20,000, 30,000, 15,000 subs, I don't watch them. I don't enjoy their channels. On the UK side, I love these guys with 5, 8, 10, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers in a lot of cases. There are some I don't subscribe to. Because there are a couple of channels out there that are very popular in the UK, the UK 00 guys. And there's a couple of them, they are so arrogant. And some guys in here are friends with them. So I don't name names, obviously, because don't call out other channels. But I can't listen to them. They are just so full of themselves. Look how great I am. Look what I did. And then there are people like Digger Evans, who's awesome at what he does, but he never comes across. Even Everard Junction never goes, look how great I am. You know, he says, this is what I did. This is how I did it. I enjoyed it. I didn't like this, so I fixed that. He never comes across as, I'm superior to you. Tony Northeastern is a beautiful channel. That guy never comes across as a snob. He's probably one of the coolest scratch build workers. Galgorm Hall, Paul at Galgorm Hall. Wow, what an amazing scratch builder he is. But he never comes across as full of himself. And I love watching those guys. Tony Northeastern is just brilliant. And those are, I'm talking right now, just guys who build on their channels. I love Graham at Lakeside. Now, Graham will not come across, to some of you, Graham, you might say Graham comes across as, no, Graham isn't. Graham takes a lot of crap from people because Graham does his things his way, and people are like, that's wrong, and you shouldn't do it that way, it's not going to work. And Graham will do it and say, it works, shut up. He didn't say you have to do it my way, he just said, I'm doing it my way, it's what works for me. But he took a lot of guff a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, when I first signed on. He was taking, I mean, literally, people were just, I don't like the way you're doing that, and that'll never work, that'll never work. And he got upset about it, and he fired back. But, you know, if I'm subscribed to you, it's because you're awesome. Whatever you do, you're awesome. If I've subscribed to you, that's my subscription to you should count as a gold star in the walk of life, because it means you presented yourself in the way that I think people should be. You're human, you're kind, you're caring, you're friendly, you enjoy what you're doing, you have fun. You got Ray Boble here, you got Alan Wiles here, you both like to laugh, you both have a good time, and boom, I'm on your channel. Oh, I know, Ray, and again, I've said it every time, and I know you think it too. I do not understand how in the American community you don't have more. I don't get it. You are the exception to the rule where I watch your channel and I'm like, yeah, easily 1,500, 2,000 subs. I mean, you know, Jason's finally shot up over 1,100, and, well, you know, Heath was just blatant about it. When Heath came out, Heath said all along, from the first time I started talking to Heath when he had a small channel, he wanted to get over 1,000 subs, and that was his aim from day one. And he was very honest about it, and he had a plan to get there, and he did get there. Now, Heath would tell you he didn't get there as fast as he thought he would, but Heath is a great guy, lots of fun, and I have nothing but the best wishes to him and his success. He's got his niche, he does his thing. There are some funny things about Heath. And he's been brilliantly helpful to a lot of people out there. And so I hope Heath gets 5,000. I hope Heath gets 10,000. But then again, I hope everybody does. I just don't have enough time to watch everybody. That's why I only have like 300 subscriptions, because I can't keep up with more than that. If I add a couple, I go through and say, who have I watched in a while? You know, this channel doesn't exist anymore. This person doesn't post anymore. And I'll eventually pull the plug on my subscription on that channel, just because, hey, I talked to this guy 3 years ago, but I haven't talked to him in 2.5 years. He hasn't posted in 2.5 years. Click. Wow, Leslie, I'd never accuse you of being Aussie or Kiwi. Glad you got him out of his shell. Heath never had a shell. If Heath had a shell, it was the shell of a hand grenade, because that mother was going to explode quickly. If Heath had a shell, it was a hand grenade with the pin pulled, because he was going to explode quickly. Yeah, I realize, John, that the big reason most people come here is they wait till 5 o'clock for Joyce to show up. Speaking of which, she's due here. Because I admit it, guys, Joyce has a couple of things I don't have. Well, 3 things if you count hair. Hey, Joe Rader, how are you? All right, Ray, knock him dead, Bill. Throw a 300 or two. Hey, Randall's here. I'm sorry, Randall, if you came in earlier and I missed you, my apologies. Howdy, hi, Randall. Always good to see you here. Saw your pictures on Facebook. I haven't seen any videos today because I got home from work and came straight down here to make sure these trains were going to work. And knock on wood, they have been running fine. In fact, I haven't been using the best cams. So here, let's get a double up the ramp. Nope, just a single up the ramp. And down the ramp. I don't think down the ramp's quite as interesting once it gets going. Already through the station, going around the village. But yeah, that was my theme today. Well, Artie, I'm glad you think Joyce has a better figure than me. Joyce would be offended if you thought I had a bigger figure than her. I would not be offended, but I would just have to tell you I don't play on that side of the street. But I know a kangaroo who does. This kangaroo is bi-curious, Artie, if you ever feel the need. You may have killed his brother, but things can be forgiven. Yeah, that was kind of funny where Heath and Rick were together. And the thing is, though, we talked about this, and Simon, I remember talking about it with you too a long time ago, is, you can't go on YouTube with Heath did, and Heath had a plan. But most of us, we can't go on YouTube with the idea of growing. And what happens is when we start to grow, and somebody mentioned earlier, might have even been Artie, who said, some channels, when they start getting those higher subs, they start to change. And I'm seeing that on a couple of channels I'm subscribed to where they changed, and I think it went to their heads a bit. And then sometimes I have that Beatle fan attitude. Like the people that knew the Beatles before they became famous in Liverpool. There's some channels out there where I knew them when they were a tiny channel. Now they've got 15,000 subscribers. And they found a group of people they talked to. They found people that they text and Discord with. They clicked. And me, I'll come in and go, hey, nice video, that was cool. And they'll go, hey, thanks, Anthony, hope you're well. Boom. And that's as far as the discussion goes anymore. Where maybe it might have been a few back and forths. And I was joking about that in that marathon live stream Artie and I did last week, where, and also at times, I'm just not cool enough to be with the cool kids. I'm too weird to be with the cool kids. I will not be a guest on many shows because I'm just not one of the cool kids. I'm a little different, I'm a little weird, and I may talk about myself, and I'll talk about Matt Clark and stuff like that. But I'm just not one of the cool kids, and I don't talk trains seriously enough to be on the serious shows. You'll get there, Artie, especially when you can get back out and really start doing, you're doing the live streams now, and that's good, but we got to get the publicity out there about your live streams. And the only negative is your live streams are too late for the UK crowd, except for a couple that come in, or those crazy Danes who come in and stay up till 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Artie, Joyce and I went to bed as soon as we got off that live stream, and Joyce is just looking at me. You were on for 4.5 hours. And I'm like, you came down. Yes, I came down, and then I was watching upstairs, and I saw Jean Ricard came on, so I had to come downstairs as well. Well, I hope that's not true. I don't think, I know I'll never see 2,500 subs unless, again, my comedy stuff, something catches on and goes viral. Because I love doing that as much as running my trains. I mean, it's the same audience, and it's very tough to do niche comedy where all my comedy songs are about trains. I could do comedy songs about anything, but to keep them model train related so I can justify posting them on this channel, that's kind of tough to do. Speaking of which, I haven't heard from Greg in a couple of days, and I've been lax. I should type and see how he's doing. We're going to do a 24-hour stream when you're over here. I hope I survive. I hope I survive the 24-hour stream, because I'll still be working while you're over here. But if we go 24 hours, the last 12 hours are going to be X-rated. Because my humor will go there, or I'll just become vastly attracted to you, Artie. That Australian charisma will grow on me. I mean, you are a bear, Artie. But, you did nothing. You came on, Jean Ricard. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do, Jean Ricard. You came on. That's like the Vikings after the raid on Lindisfarne. We didn't do anything. We just showed up. We just showed up. It had nothing to do with anything. I have to nag that woman. She was always like clockwork at 5 o'clock, and the last couple of times she's come down, it's been more like 5:15, 5:30. People expect prizes. I don't know if people expect prizes. It's become a custom that a lot of channels do it. I mean, I did it, but I only give away what I, don't mind giving away. And that's that thing with the live feed. I didn't mind buying for people. I would have happily bought more stuff for more people. There's the boss right now. She's still grading papers at work. I have something with marsupials. Yeah. Only because of Artie's channel. I mean, it all started even before Artie. It started when I did the Hopper Challenge. And I did my Kenneth Clark Dodge character, which I have not brought back, and I fully intended to. I did that Kenneth Clark Dodge bit. And that was the start of it. And then, so I bought the little plastic kangaroos to put on my layout for the next video. And then the next one was Steve Childers did the Pass the Gas video, which I just combined my kangaroos and gas fart jokes all in one. And the one I want to bring back, but it's so much work to do, is Dr. Zaius. I love my Dr. Zaius character, but he is just so hard to do. This is the hard one to do. Some of you maybe have never seen Dr. Zaius on my channel. I can't see a damn thing. But hello, bright eyes. My Dr. Dr. Zayas. Oh, heavens, my hair. In the future, we call this the train freak beard. It's quite stylish, you know. Don't know where the name came from, but all the chimpanzees and apes wear it in the future. We call this the train freak. But to set that up with all the green screen and stuff I do with it, it's a lot of work. And as I said in my last two videos, I haven't done the Ghost of 2015 or even Dr. Zayas because I have to sit down and write a script. You know, all that stuff I do is scripted, of course. And I'm working on other stuff, and it's actually delayed. I've wanted to do these two shows for a month, and I didn't do them because I couldn't come up with cute enough skits to do the show. And when the skits get in the way of posting videos, the skits have got to take a back seat. Indeed, indeed. Well, Sparky had his wig thing, and I was definitely not stealing anything from Sparky, although obviously there's similarities. You know, I go to the German hat, but the thing is, this is stuff I've done with my students for 36 years as a teacher. I've got all kinds of different stuff. It's just I brought it all home, and it's sitting here because I got to find a place to put it all. This is all stuff that you know, as I'm retiring from teaching, I've brought it all home. You know, I just brought these home from. I just brought these home last week from work. These have been in a closet, and again, it's like, do I throw them out? And I don't want to throw them out. You know, what do I do with them? I've just got these. I bought these in Germany 17 years ago, 18 years ago, and these are actually East German military. And I'll be screwing around my class while I'm teaching, and I'll start doing something, you know. I just had all this German paraphernalia, and it's just what I've done in my classroom for 30-some years. I've done it for my kids. You know, my kids never got just a story read to them. Dad did 20 different voices and made it silly. You know, so these are all just stuff. So this is, you know, anybody who watches my live stream, this is Heinrich, known as Heine. And he is the oldest surviving veteran of World War I. And all his friends keep getting hit by tanks.